My name's Sundheim, CEO of KAS Placement. Today we're going to discuss quitting your job to open a business. So before I give you some advice in opening a company, first let's discuss the reasons that you're quitting your job and whether or not these reasons are conducive to you being a successful entrepreneur. Now, the worst ways to go about starting a business and quitting your job is to quit your job because you don't like work. Now, opening a business takes a tremendous amount of work. Therefore, to say, well, I'm going to open a business because I don't like work or because I'm not happy here, you have to really understand the amount of time and the amount of energy and the amount of learning and the amount of dedication that it takes to really open a business. And I think that things like you don't like your boss or you want to get back at your boss or very immature things are one of the worst, drivers to open a business. And then once you have, planned out your business, once you have taken the time and said, you know what, I'm willing to put in the 20-hour days, I'm willing to do the work that it takes, I'm going to give you a few steps to make sure that you, one, open the right business, and two, make money doing that business. So the first thing you want to do is figure out what you're going to sell. Is it a product? Is it a service? And then who are you going to sell that product or service to? And a lot of times it's easier if there's a market for that service. So if you're reinventing the wheel, that's fine, but just understand that your failure rates are that much higher and the odds of you writing a resume are that much, more increased than they were. And then there's, who do you want to sell it to and how do you approach these individuals? So you have your product or service that you're going to do. And then two, how are you going to sell it and who are you going to sell it to? So if you're going to sell it to, let's say, company to company or business to consumer, you have to take the time and understand the consumer, understand what makes them tick, understand what you're going to say to them once you get them on the phone or once you get them to your website or wherever you're going to sell your product or service. And then comes marketing your product or service. Figure out what makes you different, what makes you unique, and just know that the more subtly, in the more subtle manner you get it across, the more it's going to be effective. For instance, to say the best recruiting firm in the world is not as good as a recruiting firm that finds you what you want. So I think that once you're able to market your company, once you're able to know who you're going to sell to and what you're going to sell, then comes time to slowly begin quitting your job. But always leave it on positive terms with the employer. You never know that you may need that job back again. And another thing is you don't want to go poaching clients from your ex, from your ex employer. Even if you don't have a non-compete clause, if you have a non-compete clause, you're talking about legal things. If you don't have a non-compete clause, you're still talking about ethics. So it's legal and ethics versus just ethics. Find your own way to engage your customers because poaching clients is going to get very old very soon.